All right, so we'll do a quick recap so we know exactly where we are, and then we will set it off. So, last time we began after your deals with the newly arrived devil. Because of your wounds, you needed a location to rest for a bit of time, and so you decided to head off the most forward path and try to reach the nearest safe house. You rushed forward with no attempt at stealth or anything else, and I genuinely mean this, miraculously, you made it unharmed or bothered. As you arrived, though, it became apparent that something was off. A few of you made your way into the safe house, but it seemed that something was holding back Harold and Gregor, particularly. Harold immediately acting to dispel the magic that prevented him from entering, with it destroying the runes that safeguarded the building entirely. Thankfully, with the devil there, he was able to inscribe new runes of protection, although these were obviously much different. Gregor, you in particular, being able to see the energy of the spell manifesting in the runes, something others weren't able to do. Despite all this, you rested and tended to your wounds. It took a couple of hours, but you were safe to do so. Afterwards, in an effort to kind of make up lost time, you decided to actually head back out, foregoing this residence for the evening and pushing forward. You all spent a few hours traversing through the city, and just before evening you came, you kind of found yourself at the collapsed ruin of a city gate. The damage itself looked quite recent, as if battle had just been fought at the location within the past few days. Gregor, you stepped forward, using your grappling hook and rope as a chance to traverse over, and as you climbed to the top, you realized the corpse before you was moving, and so all kind of descended into the chaos of battle. Various corpses and skeletal remains rising to kind of meet you all in battle. It seemed the animated corpses were weak to your weapons, but the skeletal soldiers were stout and seemed to resist the striking ends of your blades. After a quick battle in which it's funny I put this in the note. After a quick battle in which Turtle particularly was treated like a pincushion hanging from the rope's edge, you were able to vanquish the last of them and continue moving forward, making observations that the runes related to, that the runes used to kind of raise these undead belong to Tybalt of the Green Flame, a death knight of old who, until you had seen this rune, specifically I guess Harold, right? This name kind of should have been lost to time, just an old memory in a historical kind of book. Moving forward, you made it to the next safe house. This time, Harold, thankfully, didn't destroy the runes. Thinking it was the weapons that you were given, Harold kind of, you put the wraps aside and attempted to head on in. And even though it was quite difficult, you were still able to kind of push your way through this barrier. Gregor, unfortunately, barred completely, unable to pass. And so, as the others settled in, the devil offered to secure another building, right? The next building over, so that the two of you may rest as well. I think that is where we ended, with the party split up, 4 in one building, and the newly found devil and Gregor in the other.
Yep.
So that is where we'll pick up. Let me go ahead and get some music going, and we shall settle something. So, as you settle in for the evening, no need to make the rolls. Turtle, you're able to, if you wish, I guess, to kind of go around and treat the wounds of those in attendance. So, anybody who is currently not at max health, feel free to bump your numbers back up. No big deal. Yeah.
No roll, right? We're not like pressed for
time.
No
rolls. Yeah, just it's really if you decide to. If you don't want to heal anybody because they laughed at you while you were hanging from the rope, then that's your,
No.
All right,
we'll
cool.
heal.
Perfect. All right, so yeah, then anybody else? I think it's like Harold needs to up the health a bit, and there might be a few others. I'm not sure. But in any case, yeah, you're good. I think if you're check your sheet, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm done.
All right. So as you settle in, we'll go with the group of 4 first. So calling it an evening for the first time. It is I would say for the first time since you've come across him, the devil is no longer kind of in your in like attendance with you, right? You know, able to hear you or anything like that. So it is just the four of you as you rest, heal up your wounds, take care of yourselves, eat whatever, you know, kind of quick meal you're able to kind of fashion for yourselves. You get a fire going and could start to rest. Is there anything you want to share amongst each other, or is it just straight to business?
I'm at another building, right?
Yeah, you are. So for this moment, so.
Right.
I think we should, you know, catch up with the others as soon as we can.
I'm a little bit worried about Gregor.
Yeah, I'm worried as well. We should make ways there.
Well, this is the evening, or you haven't slept yet, so that's
Yeah,
what I'm
so
saying.
this is just before we sleep.
Yeah, this is just before you sleep. I'm just seeing if there's any information that wants to get passed around before we move on to the next day.
He's shacked up in a room with the devil, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah,
also has-
I'm not going over there. I'm going to sleep.
Yeah.
He's
He
a
also
grown
has-
man.
He has Harold's weapon.
Yeah, it's not my problem. I'm gonna go ahead and get some sleep. You guys do whatever you want. Close the door on your way out. I don't want to catch a draft. I'm feeling great, really invigorated too. It's almost like I have new abilities, you know, unseen.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So
Is that
for me,
everyone? Okay. All right. So, Gregor, as you and the devil figure, he finishes the runic inscription across the walls, something that you're able to kind of clearly see. And actually, I guess over time, I think at this point you'd probably be able to see it even clearer. It's almost like it's becoming more easier for you to sense and kind of understand. Not as if you're being taught anything, but like it's starting to kind of like, for whatever reason, naturally make sense to you. And you can kind of check out the runes for a second, see it's like, yeah, it's very much protection runes, right? Specifically like protection against celestial creatures, which might I guess the best way to explain it for you is like if you'd read a word in another language, and you knew what the word was saying, but you didn't understand what that word actually meant. You know what I mean? In regards to the celestial, right? So like,
Right.
you can tell that it's like protection against a celestial creature, but in your mind, you have like no idea what the fuck is celestial.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So it just kind of like quickly sets the runes in play. He'll kind of go to, you know, resting, kind of set a fire as well, and just kind of kick back in a chair nearest the fire. It doesn't seem like he's setting up to like sleep, lay down, or anything like that. He's kind of just setting up to sit by the fire.
What is that power you're drawing upon?
He kind of almost like he kind of drew him away from a thought. It is hard for me to explain clearly. There is a block in my memory, in my mind, and there are some things I can innately feel in control of, but there are a lot of things that, for whatever reason, are appearing lost to me now.
And you mentioned that before. You haven't slowly been regaining any memory?
Roll me a perception check here. A 24 overall. He kind of leans forward and like, kind of like pushes his palms into his eyes and then kind of like follows through with like pushing his hair out of his face. like he's really bothered by the thought. He kind of thinks it through. And it's I feel like I am on the edge of understanding. Like I can, like, my own name is at the tip of my tongue, but I just can't find the words. Yeah, it is a difficulty. This whole, wherever we are, is a very confusing place to me right now. Maybe in time I will regain these memories and understanding and know where I am, but for now I feel lost.
And you can't recall if you're from around these areas or
No.
around this world even.
No, I'm not from here. I know that clearly. Something feels wrong. I do not
And you
feel
haven't-
like I belong here.
I don't think you do either, and you have no clue, no lead as to what brought you here. It's all just on the tip of your mind, and you can't recall.
Yeah. But there's some things that remain. The ability to sense things in others.
You've seen what we're up against. The creatures. Was it anything familiar to you?
In a sense. Yes.
Greg would sort of just facepalm, like, all right, man.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to get out of you. Just stay on that side of the room.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, and a couple of, say like half an hour passes, right? And he's kind of stayed there, kind of sitting by the fire, really kind of looking into the fire, specifically kind of lost in thought. And then you'll kind of call out, there's some with you that do not have the same intentions as you in this quest.
Is that so?
Yeah.
Any inkling as to who that may be?
I would need time with them alone to kind of figure out their thoughts. I can get a sense, but when the group is all together, it is very difficult to pinpoint exactly who I mean. I'm only telling you this now because I've spent this time with you and I can read into your intent. I'm not sure who is the one, but there are motivations amongst that group, amongst the others, that do not fall in line with some others. It does not feel like, this is a joined effort.
Well, it's often not in my line of work, so that's not very new to me, but it's good to know. With that said, I mean, if you can't tell me who it is, then I guess there's not much else to be said about it.
Yeah.
And as for that, what are your intentions? What, are you just trying to return home, or?
For now, just seeing where the path leads me. I'm unsure what can be done. There are things I obviously need to learn about this world and your people and such before I have a clear understanding of the situation that I am in, but who were the first people I came across, and so I just continued to travel along with you since it was offered. But
I see.
who knows? I may, the path tomorrow may take us in different ways, and so whether we continue on as a group remains to be seen. But I will, at least to the best of my intuition, do not think
How about this?
the large one is to be trusted.
The large one, Mastodon.
Yeah.
How about this? I'm going to assign numbers to them.
Mm-hmm.
When you know who it is, I want you to just, at any point, just call out the number to me. Just make it clear.
Okay.
Can you do that for me?
Yeah, if I have the opportunity. Depends on how we travel tomorrow, but I will do my best to seek this one out.
All right. Well, Harold, the little flamboyant-looking one.
Yeah.
He's number 1.
Okay.
The big one, Mastodon. He's number 2. Obak, the other big one. He's number 3.
The short big one. Yes.
The short big one. Turtle Run, the strange one. He's number 4.
Do you think his dog counts?
I assume his dog's motivations and interests would be aligned with his own, no? Unless you...
I am unsure.
Then we'll say the dog is 5.
Yeah. If it is under his command, then I can only assume.
Alright then, so be it, the dog is 5. Now let me ask you 2 more things before we go to bed.
She kind of looks at you.
The weapons you provided us. I guess it would be 3 questions because this is a 2-part question. 1, what is the extent of what they can do? Are they magically enhanced and we're not accessing their true power?
I think best way it can be explained is that the more often you use this item, the more connected it will become to you. There are opportunities to access further into the items that I have provided, but it must be learned, or the item needs time to understand its new owner.
Gotcha. And I'm going to go ahead and assume that's going to be a double-edged sword somehow, just based on how you look. No offense. But as for the second part of my question, I'm sure you've noticed the runes, obviously us being in this room, the runes have prevented us from entering, and the only difference between myself and the little boy Harold is not between us two and the rest of the group is that we have these weapons you provided for us.
Yeah. I do not think
Why
the weapon
is the-
itself stopped me from entering, though.
What stopped us then?
I think you are seen in some form by these runes because of the deal that was made between you and I. And I think that the runes are clearly sigils meant to protect against creatures such as myself. And I guess by extension, those that I have dealings with.
Interesting. All right. Well, as I said, we should probably get some sleep.
Yeah.
We got a long travel. Stay on
Yeah.
that side of the room, please.
I have no intention of crossing.
Good.
Alright. So, yeah, you rest, easy. Call it an evening. The entire time, the devil has no need for sleep, so as you kind of sleep, occasionally you kind of wake up just for a moment, kind of check your surroundings, Gregor, and the entire time he'll just kind of be sitting there, sitting in front of the fire, just lost in thought. So, as you all rest, we have 5 here, so let's do... Okay, nice. Turtle Run.
Yep.
As you sleep, a familiar dream falls over you. If you could, describe to me a common dream that Turtle has that provides a bit of,
Yep. Sure.
sanctuary. It just the
Yeah,
best
yeah,
recurring dream, right?
yeah, the best. Yeah, I awaken with a bunch of dryads around me, and
Okay.
I get up from my bed and I go downstairs and I make some tea. And I look outside and there's just dryads everywhere. And yeah,
That's
it's
your
the
dream.
start of a good day. You know, that's the start of a good day.
Yeah, and this is a
Mhm.
reoccurring dream that Turtle has, waking up
Absolutely.
surrounded by
Yeah. Yeah.
beautiful dryads, right? You know, and as you leave, as you make your way down,
Mhm.
and put a pot to boil, right, to settle for a bit of tea. You look out the window and all around. If you could just describe the landscape, is it lush green, kind of forest? Is it open plains?
It's more wilderness. No, definitely not open plains.
Okay,
You know, evergreens around.
like
Yeah,
like a relaxing
a
cottage in the
forest.
woods.
A
Yeah.
forest. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this dream happens to you often, and every time it does happen, you are aware that you are dreaming, right? You know that at some point you're going to wake up, and this is just kind of a this is a temporary relief from whatever, you know, situation or moment that you may be dealing with that is a bit kind of, you know, stressful or suffering. So as you kind of stand there waiting for the tea to kind of, you know, or rather the water, right, depending on how you brew the tea, right? I assume you're a pour over kind of guy, right?
Mhm.
So as you're waiting for the water to kind of heat up, you stand there at the window kind of looking out into this dreamscape, right? Is this a familiar place for Turtle? Is this like a real place that Turtle has in his memory? Or is this all kind of crafted from, you know?
Yeah, no, this is definitely real, and
Yeah.
one day I will return.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So as you kind of stand there looking out the window, right, the beautiful dryads frolicking, one would say, you know, outside.
Sure.
You get this strange feeling. You're being watched, like something is looming just over your shoulder. It's like the hairs on the back of your neck kind of, you know, stand up, and you feel this incredible sense of unease. This is new. This has never happened in this dream ever. So, what do you do?
So am I able to cast during this dream?
Sure. Yeah.
So
Some
I'm
idea.
lucid, kinda. I'm
Sure.
gonna detect magic. Also I know like what kind of magic general my people have, you know.
Yeah. So you can kind of,
So
yeah,
yeah,
turn that
distinguish
down.
between.
Yeah. Yeah. You kind of, maybe not blur it out, but yeah, you kind of, you know, you tone it down, and then kind of try to focus in. And yeah, absolutely. As you detect magic, you get this incredible sense of, I'm gonna say the best way to describe this is an incredibly foreboding sense of almost like the gravity itself in the stream has turned up a bit. Your shoulders kind of settle forward. You know, like there is a weight that is almost kind of like pushing itself down on you. You just kind of stand there, still looking out at this window. You see.
Am I in immediate harm?
It is very difficult to tell. You feel like you're on the edge of panic.
Okay. I'm just gonna continue going through the motions like
Nothing's bothering you?
well, no, something's definitely bothering me, but I can't really do anything about it until I know more. I know what I know.
Okay. You turn and head over to the pot, right? To kind of just it's reached the point, you know, where you can kind of make the tea that you've been waiting to make. Kind of lift the pot and kind of pour it into the cup. You give a few moments, right, to allow the heat to kind of dissipate from the tea and to allow the leaves and such to kind of settle. Your back is turned to the majority of the building that you're in right now. You're kind of facing this very almost narrow kind of portion of the room. So as you kind of lift the cup to take a sip, maybe do so while turning to kind of look at the room before you. As you turn, you bring the cup to your lips, and there is an intense scorching heat, as in the stream for whatever reason. Every time you've done this in the dream, it's been a perfect cup of tea. Everything, you know, down to the exact, you know, the way you like it all the way through. But now, it is scorching hot. You take a sip and the heat hits your lips so hard that you immediately kind of drop and spill the tea out everywhere. As you do so, give me a perception check.
Okay.
26. Okay, so with the 26, as you take a sip and you immediately kind of drop this cup of tea, it's clatters down. You know, the glass of which it's in, it just kind of shatters out into pieces. You look up and you see this massive looming figure, almost like they're standing in the corner of the room, but for some reason their body stretches across the room and over you, like it is looking down upon you. This long black cloak, all you can see are two hands reaching out for you, both hands extended into long, almost talon-like talons, I guess, at the end of each finger. Whatever this is immediately rushes in a speed that is, I would say incomprehensible, but for you in this moment, with a 26 in perception, it's almost like the back end of the body caught up with the front end, and you feel both these claws rip into your ribs and shove you against the wall. The pain is very real that you feel in this moment. The claws dig deep, piercing through your skin, and a voice like, I guess like nails on a chalkboard is best described, leans in and tells you, or asks of you, I guess, why do you disregard my warnings?
The first warning I've gotten. It's a hell of a warning.
No. There are others in your group that have seen me.
Yep, he told us about the dreams. Definitely hasn't gone unnoticed. Why are your claws digging into me?
Yeah, he's just holding you up against the wall, pinning you, essentially. You can tell it's meant to stop you from escaping, right? You know, even in a dream, for whatever reason, there's a need to keep you where you are.
You're here, man. This is my home. I ain't going nowhere. You got me.
Voice will kind of come across. The orb is mine. Cease your quest.
How about we find it together?
Turn away. I have already found it. You are coming to take it from me. I will not allow. Turn back. Remove yourself from the city. Return back to the life that you have.
What do you want? What do you want it for?
That's a funny question to ask. Let me think. How the fuck would this guy respond? What do you want? He will dig his claws deeper into your ribs, pushing them through you even more. You're kind of skewered on both sides at this point. And he will say, my business is my own. Turn back, or the next warning will be fatal. And he will move the claws, and unfortunately for the rest of you, actually, Turtle, give me a will saving throw here. The way you'll do this is you check your character sheet. You'll see fortitude, reflex, and will. But roll the will. That is unfortunately. Wait, you rolled Shani's. It needs to be yours.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Oh. Okay.
There we go.
With a 31, in this case, there is so Mastodon, Oba, Harold. You are all awoken by Turtle, essentially in his sleep, almost like he's having a seizure. His legs are kicking, right? His body is kind of convulsing. He's not screaming, but it is only because his jaw is clenched from whatever is happening to him in this moment. But you are woken.
Harold rushes over to him.
Is everybody around me right now? My
Uh,
eyes are gonna dart right at Harold the second I awaken.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you're still just shaking and convulsing. So Harold, what do you want to do?
I'll lift his head a little and say it's the dream. Do I have water on me?
Do you have water on you? Sure.
I'll pour some water on his fucking face.
Okay. Pour some water on his face. Yeah, that's enough to kind of jot your eyes open, sitting above you, right? Kind of holding you. Turtle, you look up and you see Harold directly over you, having just, poured water all over your face.
Cradling your head.
Yeah, cradling your head like a child.
Alright, dude.
I'm gonna slap his hand out of my head.
Get the fuck out of my... Yeah,
Hey.
exactly.
Hey, man.
Hey, listen, that dream of yours.
You had it too.
Yeah. Let's there's really nothing to discuss here. We have two options. We move forward and we fight whatever it is that's following us. I mentioned at the beginning it's going to continue following us. Or we stop right here and
It's too late to turn back. I think we all know that.
Yeah. So whatever it was that was following us at the beginning is following us now. I don't know where Gregor is. We should definitely go meet up with him.
Yeah. He's got my weapons. I need them.
You lean forward, Turtle. And as much as you wish you could stop this, you break out into a chest cough. And you start coughing and spitting up blood. If you were to take a quick look at yourself, there are, on either side of your clothing, rips in the fabric where this being, this creature, whatever it was, had pinned through you and held in the dream.
Shit.
Fucking Freddy Krueger to your ass, bud.
Actually.
This is different.
Yeah, you can check the wounds, and there's no wound on your skin itself, but you are spitting and coughing up blood.
Okay.
Yeah, like a coughing fit, essentially.
Can I make a check for infections or anything like that?
Sure. Yeah, you can. I think just make a nature check because it's your medicine is tied into your nature, anyways, right?
Yep.
With the 26, you know yourself pretty well. You know when something is something is wrong with you. You typically kind of get the jump on any kind of sickness or anything along those lines. This is something different, notably different. The way you're kind of coughing up this blood, you're sure that you're not still bleeding internally, but something made this happen. And at this point, I mean, the only real option you have, the dream, right? Something about it was enough to have some physical manifestation. Yeah.
Did you speak to it, Turtle?
Yeah, I spoke to it. He's very clear about his intentions, not what he wants to do with it, but he wants us to turn back.
Yeah. Anything else?
That's it.
Okay.
So I said.
I asked him what they want to do with it. He said no. He's not going to tell me.
Yeah, I'm not turning back.
Yeah. Meta-wise, I'll say that Turtle is clear to tell you that the creature has the orb, or says they are in possession of it, which might be a specific thing.
No, they said they already got it, and then they're gonna I don't take that as the same thing. It was like in a dream.
Yeah. Oh, so you don't believe that they actually have the orb?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you don't share that information. We'll retcon that out.
I mean,
Perfect.
yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna go check on Gregor, and then Harold's gonna stand up and make for the door.
Either way, we're gonna. I know we're gonna go after it. So.
No. Harold, as you approach the door, you open it and go to step outside.
Yeah, I'm gonna do so quite cautiously, kind of peek out first, maybe check the streets.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. You open the door, kind of look out. Feel safe enough. Again, it's like another one of those just a bit too early wake ups. You'll still get the benefits of a long rest, but you know what I mean? Like you're right there on the edge. So, and you go to step outside.
Yeah, and head for Gregor.
You do so confidently? Like,
well, are they? How close are they? I had the impression they were just across the street or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
If I see the coast is clear, then yeah, I'd like to. Maybe could I roll a stealth check to try and sneak up to the door?
You have to make a you'll have to make a check here for sure. I forgot what I made you roll last time. Arcana, I believe, or occultism.
Yeah, I can do either of those.
Yeah, you have to make one of those.
Is it one I'm trained in, or does that not matter?
It doesn't matter. It's as you go to step out.
Okay,
there's something that is stopping you. 17 is just enough to push your way through that same field that almost kept you out, seemingly like it was trying to keep you in at this point.
Yeah.
But you know, kind of, yeah, almost like you're walking through like a wall of force. You kind of finally pop out the other end, right? Kind of finally let go by whatever it was that was holding you back, and you quickly make your way across and over to where Gregor and the devil have called it an evening.
Yeah.
So you head up to the door, knock on it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that knock will obviously wake up Gregor, and the devil's already kind of standing up and approaching the door without caution. Kind of just open it and look at you. Yes, Harold. I think that's what he said your name was.
Yep, that's me.
Mm-hmm.
So you didn't kill Gregor. That's good to know. And
Yeah.
then Harold's gonna kind of gesture for the devil to move aside so I can go and see.
Yeah, he was just kind of like,
mate.
sure, just kind of like, invite you in. Close the
Gregor would
door.
sort of groggily lift his head up, looking
Hello,
at
mate.
bit early, isn't it?
Well, no such thing as too early when we've got the quest we have. Let's get a move on.
Suppose you're right. Gregor would go to gather his stuff, his belongings.
Oh,
Do you know-
have
did I-
my you
I
have
brought
my
the
hand wraps.
weapons with me, right?
You did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then yeah, I'd grab his hand wraps and sort of toss it over to him.
Oh, thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Is
and,
Gregor alone right
The
now?
more you,
No,
no,
the,
with
the
the-
devil's right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Devil.
Okay.
the more you use those, the more powerful they become, or so I'm told.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
as a learned man like you should know that it's probably gonna come with a cost.
Yes. Well, we don't have much of a choice here, so.
No, I suppose we don't.
Harold
Gregor
will
would sort of
fasten the
do it
hand
in
wraps
space.
to his hands and make his way out, assuming Gregor is ready.
Yeah, Gregor would sort of sling his bow over his shoulder and rub his face, shake the grogginess off, make his way to the door.
Yeah, the devil would just kind of snap his fingers, the fire would go out, and we were off then. Okay. And just kind of follow up behind you. And
Yeah.
as he does so, he will undo the runes of the room. Kind of snuff them out as well. Stands out in the middle of the road, kind of looking around. The rest of you have gotten ready in this time?
I'm gonna look at the devil man and say, hey, can we talk?
Sure. What?
So I just had this dream, and to cut a long story short, this orb that we're looking for, he claims he already has it.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on here? Because we're about to go chase after it, and I know you know something about it. You don't just show up during all of this and just not know anything. And stop being weird with Gregor.
Shut the fuck up. Roll me a perception check here.
Yeah.
He'll kind of cross his arms as you're speaking.
Fucking loser.
Since I'll say since Harold and Gregor are here, the two of you please make perception checks as well.
Please. Oh my god.
You know, before you go on, there's really nothing to perceive here, good sir. You're either gonna help us or
Well,
you're not.
you know the way it works. I don't know if I should tell you this because it might allow you to meta your decision making. So I'm gonna trust that you won't. But you must roll a perception check if you are attempting to discern if the person speaking to you is lying.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So
I rolled that big 27 though. I'm sure you've seen that.
yeah, he kind of crosses his arms and kind of looks at you while you're talking, and then kind of looks down at the ground, like he's processing the words that you've kind of spoken to him. And then he'll look back at you. Fortunately, I'm not sure if there's anything I could tell you. I had a strange dream. I'm familiar with that a bit, but item that you seek, I'm sorry I can't help you. And he kind of reaches out and pats you on the shoulder.
Does he have a hood on?
No,
or
he doesn't.
anything?
No,
He doesn't.
Yeah,
so
he-
he's just like a normal human.
he's full regalia. Like he lets
Yeah.
you see exactly what he is. Yeah, there's no like attempting to hide this.
Sure.
And I'll say that for Harold and Turtle, this comes across as 100% completely honest. There's not a single lie in this being's words, I should say.
Yep, I believe him.
But Gregor, he knows something, and he's not saying it. he gives you a look, I should say, right? Like, you know,
Right.
like he's trying to send you a message.
Right. Yeah, well, I mean, the guy said he didn't remember anything, right? So,
I'll do what I can as we continue traveling together.
I'll do what I can. That is the biggest.
Yeah, we'll give it a try, you know.
Yeah. So I will say at this point, Macedon, you and Obak have kind of finished up, right? You know, settling, stopping the fire, whatever, and the two of you kind of head out into the street. So the entire group is back together. Yeah. So as you kind of do you'll kind of straighten up, you know, a bit better, kind of uncross his arms. Where does the day's journey send us?
well, we could refer to the map. Who has the map? Is it you, Obak?
Yeah, Obak rolled it up.
Yeah, and now I'll unroll it yet again.
We're taking
as requested.
We've taken enough time. We're taking we gotta take the straight shot direct to the source.
As nice as it may be to avoid conflict with some of these creatures that are in this city, I agree with Mastodon. We don't have time to dilly-dally. Straight to it.
Yeah, and
No,
I'm
we
feeling
don't.
great right now.
Yeah. There is something to the effect that, you know, sleeping in these safe houses definitely has an effect on the way you feel. And as Chani kind of comes into view, the 5 of you all see, I mean, I guess it's not particularly eventful for Turtle, but for Macedon, Harold, Gregor, and Obak, Turtle's wolf, you know, companion has grown considerably in the single evening.
Whoa.
And this
What?
this is obvious to you. This is like, what the fuck? I'm not saying it like, you know, as like a we leveled up joke, but it's like literally.
So we're
like,
not.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're not gonna
that's
talk
right.
about your-
Yeah, this
That's
is
right.
literally like,
So
what the fuck?
remember when you guys said you guys asked me if he's gonna do something? You're like, when is he gonna do something?
I look at Turtle and I say, "What kind of kibble you been feeding this fucking thing?" My God.
Been eating beef.
Got any extra for me? Oh,
Sure.
kind of look up to.
Sure,
Yeah, I
bud.
think the wolf is now taller than Obak at a large size, I believe.
Motherfucker.
Whatever you want, big man.
Whoa.
What's his 46 HP. Strong boy now.
But he's tame, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Hey, he don't
Uh,
bite, right?
Harold-
He
Harold-
don't bite, right?
Yeah.
Harold's gonna walk over to Chani and, you know, ruffle his head a little.
Yeah, at a large size, this is a 10-foot wolf.
Oh, okay.
God, dude.
Gee.
Never
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Give
have
me-
him sit. I'm gonna have him sit so Harold can, you know,
Yeah,
ruffle.
A noble
Give him a
steed.
ruffle.
Yeah.
Obak is a noble steed.
There's a good Chani.
It's basically like a horse-sized wolf, right? Roughly.
Jesus.
That's amazing.
Pony-sized wolf.
Yeah. Jeez. All right. So,
All right.
that'll be a bit difficult to hide, but
Yeah.
seems we are in for a direct.
And let's pick up the pace while we're at it.
Yeah. Let's head out of here.
Fair
I
enough.
spent enough time dilly dallying.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So off you go forward. So 6 of you. All. Are you actually using the pick up the pace? Is that how you're moving in this situation? Macedon?
Sprinting
Oh.
through.
I don't think it's gonna make a difference if we run or if we jog or if we walk at this point.
We do
We're
a
the kind of
stealthy?
fucking dog.
If you do it stealthy, it's at
sprint.
half speed. You're moving slow.
Yeah,
To stealth.
we're not stealthing shit.
I think we should.
This dog's 10 feet tall.
Yeah.
All right then.
Fair
I
enough.
guess we'll just proceed at a normal, non-wind breaking pace.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so push yourself forward, and the group descends further. You start off making your way now, following the map again. Map again. You're back on the direct path, and the last thing that looks like it is in any type of any type of encounter moving forward. Shut the fuck up, dude. No, I wasn't chatting. So you make your way forward. There are no more little spots on the map that kind of indicate something along the lines. All that's left ahead of you now is that final location. Right? This is where you need to go. This is where you need to search. You can't find it here. You're probably not gonna find it, right? So this is it. This is your last opportunity. I won't say last opportunity, but this is the culmination of this entire quest so far. The past few days have been difficult, not without their hardships. You've come out of them successful, but they have absolutely had an effect on you all, right?
As we're walking, we're starting to walk, right? While
Yeah. While I'm
yeah.
describing this, yeah.
I'm gonna go to the devil man and
Yeah. He's
say,
walking in
hey,
the back.
yep. I'm gonna kind of stop and say, hey, you like dogs? And I'm gonna whistle Channy over, and I'm gonna just have him walk beside him the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is your?
And I'm gonna go back to formation.
Yeah. What's your spell DC? This will be under your spell casting. It should be. It's a 20. It's a 20.
On turtle.
Yeah, on
Okay.
turtle. It's 20.
Oh.
And you go back to formation, so you leave Chani kind of essentially walking side by
Yeah.
side by this creature.
Yeah.
Okay. Roll me a perception check, please.
On turtle again.
Yeah, on turtle. As you walk away. Oh, that is two nat ones back to back for turtle. Oof. Yeah, you walk back. Everything's fine. So.
Oh God.
Yeah.
He's gonna kill my dog.
So you get back in formation, and yeah, as I was saying, this is the culmination of all of your efforts, right? So as you approach, it becomes obvious where you're heading. You look forward, you can see the old gates to this large property. You can see the looming buildings, a spire that kind of reaches to the top. It becomes quite obvious to you that the location that you're heading to is the old University of Almas. The news that you have so far is that this is where the thread is currently calling their headquarters, right? So this place, from the information that you have, is that this place belongs to them. They're in control, and this is where they're stationed, right? This is where the majority of their people are. But as you approach, we'll say that we reach the point where you're on the road directly where the gates are, right? You can see the large kind of looks like a black iron kind of gates. It allows you to kind of see in between, right? Or they're further into the university's kind of courtyard, and just kind of like the fields that kind of surround it. To the best of your ability, I mean, this place looks empty. So, conflicting information, I should say. conflicting information. Either you got bad intel and this place isn't actually controlled, or for whatever reason they've abandoned it. As you're gonna stand there deciding what to do, you know that moving forward, or at least the thoughts that you had moving forward, is that you're gonna have to deal with people, with something, right, with somebody. But it does not seem to be the case so far.
Is it? What was the? Is it there's a the right?
Let me rejoin something. Discord's fucking up. All right, go ahead. You said the thread.
Yeah. It's the thread that occupy the libraries and stuff, wasn't it?
Yes, but
Do we know that?
yeah, the intel that you had was that the university was also the headquarters of the thread.
Of the thread, right?
Yeah, that's the information that you had available to you.
And we can see windows. We can see
Yeah.
into the grounds and stuff. There's nothing.
Nothing. This place looks totally abandoned.
Gregor would look towards the devil. Do you feel any large source of energy coming from that place still, or?
Yeah, he looks at you with a very kind of serious, very solemn look, I guess you could say. Yes, there's something very strange up ahead. Cannot describe it.
Oh, that's handy.
Right. Well, could I roll a perception to see if there's like a way in that's subtle? Like if I shot a grappling hook on the roof through like a window or something like that?
I'd say you're too far from the building itself to kind of scale into it. You'd have to scale the fence and then get closer. But
Okay.
you can go ahead and roll perception to find like a better entry, because you have a 10-foot fucking dog. But you know, somehow has to make its way in. If you want it to be of service. With an 11, looking around, your intuition says like nothing looks like it's been destroyed, so your intuition says probably like the main gate, but it's gonna take this is a large university. It's gonna take kind of wrapping around the block essentially.
And we can't scale the gate?
You could, but you'd have it'd be very dangerous for Chani to try. That's what I should say. Unless you have like a way to get the dog up, but it'd be very dangerous. At the very top, there are very, very pointed points all across the gate. So if Chani were to say jump and not make it, Chani would be, impaled.
All right. Well, I'd like to get a look over the gate.
Yeah.
I might shoot a grappling hook over and sort of scale it.
Yeah, without having to make a roll, I say you can do that. You get the grappling hook to the top, and you start to kind of scale the rope up until you reach the top point of the gate, and you can kind of see unbroken the grounds and such before you, right?
Anyone care to come with me? The rest of you are probably gonna have to go take the main entrance because of the dog.
Obak will follow Gregor.
Okay.
I'll go.
say
I'll go with Gregor too. That way it's 3 and 3.
Yep.
Okay. So Obak, Gregor, and Mastodon are scaling. Harold, Turtle, and the Devil and Chani are making the long route.
All right.
All right, splitting the party. Perfect.
Where's the devil going?
He's going with Turtle and Harold.
Okay.
You and me, buddy.
So, you make your way forward.
Who's okay?
All right. So as soon as you reach the top point, Gregor, you kind of look out over the grounds, and there's a strange sense of like this place used to be inhabited. Comparing the grounds, especially, but the building quality itself and the damage done to it, and it seems like this place is held up much better than everything else around. So there must have been some sort of upkeep here, right? Even the wild grass and weeds and such haven't actually grown in anywhere near to the level of the rest of the kind of the rest of the city that seems to be just completely unmaintained. So yeah, it looks like somebody to give you like a real example, it's like, you know, it's like when your neighbor hasn't mowed the lawn for like, you know, 2 or 3 weeks, right? Like it's
disheveled.
yeah, it's disheveled, but it's not yeah, it's not ruinous like the rest of the city. So yeah, that gives you maybe, you know, whatever you feel, either like a sense of apprehension or maybe a sense of like, oh, well, they've left, right? But either way, you reach the top and scale the fence, and Obak and Mastodon do so shortly behind. So,
All right. I'd like to see if there's a way in. You know, say what you will about the devil. I'm sure he has his own motivations, but his information's been pretty on point so far. So perhaps the orb is still here, despite the strange dreams of the other two.
no, yeah, you say that to Mastodon and Obak.
Yeah.
Dreams certainly are getting a bit old.
So what I'm thinking here, I want to shoot my grappling arrow up to the roof, sort of get an idea of what we're expecting up on the high ground. I don't know if you two are built for that, but you're more than welcome to try if you'd like.
Oh, I'm built for it, buddy.
All right then. So could we I suppose we'd approach.
You start to approach. Yeah, looking for
entry
points and opportunities to kind of grapple the hook and make your way, start climbing closer to the top. Fair enough. Yeah. I think because you're foremost here, are you attempting to sneak forward, I should say? Or
yes, I would 100% say.
All right. So all 3 of you roll me stealth checks, and we'll just take the average as for the group.
Hey.
11, 5. Oh wait, sorry, I'm not counting the total. 11, 12, and 23. Yeah, so that's
not the 11.
Oh wait, yep, you're right. Damn. So, hey, not bad. 23, 29. What is that, like 16 or something? It's 16 or 17, something like that. Okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Despite Mastodon's clunking armor, you're able to approach in a way that doesn't necessarily really give off too much sound. You're able to kind of maintain a sense of stealth. You know, maybe at this point, Mastodon, you're kind of just a bit more focused on, you know, being as stealthy as you can, just because it'll get you closer to somebody to kill, right? You know, give you the first shot off in case anything happened. So as the 3 of you approach, it doesn't take long before you find a perfectly good spot to shoot that grappling arrow and attempt to kind of start scaling up the side of this building. I'll say that the point that you're at is essentially there are 2 rows of windows on either side, and you're kind of splitting the middle between, right? It'll provide some coverage, but on occasion you'll be able to kind of sneak a peek inside the building.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I need you to make me a.
I'd look. Gregor would look towards the other 2. Let me go up there. I'm pretty good on a rope. I could get a sense of what we're expecting before, you know, we're too committed to anything.
All right. So you're specifically requesting Obak and Mastodon to stay at the bottom of the rope until
I can get a look through the windows. Yeah.
Okay. How does that go for Obak?
And I will just tell you from meta, I just took the rope climbing.
You just took the rope climbing. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Hey, I will not be hurt, Trill. Understand that.
All right.
What do you need as a roll?
We'll say we'll forgo the need to actually land grappling hook. Just go ahead and roll. Yeah, you said rope runner. What does that give you? You run and climb
Yeah.
across ropes and rigging almost as easy as ground. You gain a climb speed of 15 feet. Or similar rope. Okay. Whenever you succeed, climb a rope. Yeah. I think technically this is something else, but we'll go ahead with it. Yeah, fine. I'll use it. So go ahead and roll me an athletics check to start climbing the rope. What is that?
12.
12 total. Yeah, you start to climb, and we'll say that I think at a 12, you're like just at this point, you're kind of at the 10-foot mark. So you still got a bit of ways to go. So as you're starting to make your way up, you're gonna have to roll me another athletics check. All right, that's more than enough. So at first, maybe it was difficult to kind of find your hand, right? Kind of like find the placements that needed. That maybe the weight was off a little bit, but as you kind of got used to the kind of weight behind the rope itself, yeah, it takes you a few moments, but you're able to kind of quickly start to climb higher and higher. Yeah, to the point that you're. So are you attempting to kind of reach? So as you pass each window, are you attempting to kind of take a look inside really quick?
Absolutely.
Okay, or are you just going straight to the top?
I'm trying to get peeks and see what the fuck we're.
Okay.
Expecting.
Yeah.
in.
So then I'll say the athletics check kind of count for that, right? Like you kind of swaying on the rope to kind of get a quick look in.
Right.
So we'll say that the 12 kind of counts for the first, the 16 counts for the second, and there's one more. So go ahead and roll me just one more athletics check to. This is more for the what you see rather than what happened. Okay. Yeah. So at the first one, you look through, and you can see a hallway, clearly kind of scattered open, and across the floor you see a lot of this black kind of ichor all across the floor, like just one long layer all the way down. And even the doors you can see are open. You can tell at a quick glance that this black ichor kind of finds its way into those rooms as well. At the second one with the 16, make your way back up again. You see very much the same, although at this point there's less doors. So obviously this is kind of like a teaching area, right? Like, where classes might be on either side. And as you kind of take a glance with a 16, you feel like you see something just move out of sight, like just turn a corner. And if you'd just gotten there just a few moments earlier, you would have, fully seen what it was in full sight. But all you see is like a shadowed figure turn a corner. And with the 14 at the final one, as you kind of reach the top, you look down, you see Mastodon and Obak kind of holding their weapons, kind of looking on either side for anybody approaching. You take a quick look in, and again, multiple doors open. And you see just a long hallway, clearly disheveled, right? Lots of stuff. And scattered all across the floor, again, this strange ichor, but tons and tons of pages. So,
Pages?
yeah, like pages torn from a book and just kind of scattered all throughout.
All right, get it. Do I have the opportunity to look a little further? Or?
I'll say you'd have to make your way in one of these windows to get a proper look. And I'll say you can do that freely, so it's just your choice.
Okay, I'll take the look.
Well, which you
Which window?
attempting to look through? Yeah, first, second, or third.
The one, I guess the last one, because I'm assuming whatever was moving, in the thing was going up.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Open up the window. Strangely not locked, so there's no finagling on that end. You just kind of quickly open up and slide your way inside, letting go of the rope behind you. I'm gonna say you're sitting on the edge of the windowsill, and in front of you, obviously, there's the floor with the strange black ichor, and obviously tons of pages. Do you hop on down, or do you try to get a look from where you're sitting?
I try to get a look.
Okay. Yeah, looking through, looking around. Roll me a perception check. 17. Yeah, you sit there for a moment and try to pay attention to what all is happening around, right? You're looking down the hall. You've got your ear kind of turned towards that direction, trying to make out any sound you can possibly hear. The strange thing is, if this place was apparently or supposed to be extremely, populated by the thread, that seems to not be the case. It is dead quiet. But amongst that quiet, there is a strange kind of writhing sound. And it takes you a few moments, but eventually you realize that the strange black ichor across the floor is slightly moving and pulsating. Like a mound of worms crawling all over each other.
Is it anything I could like maybe I know you said that what the stuff that is going on in this city is similar to the celestial or the devil rather that we're with, and I've slowly begun to understand stuff. Could I like roll maybe like an arcana or something like that to maybe sort of get an idea of what that black stuff is?
Fair enough. Yeah, absolutely. I will give you because you remembered, I'll give you go ahead and make an arcana, and I'll give you a +4 to your bonus to roll.
Thank you.
Wow. So this is +4, that'll be 22. Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, strangely enough, that you almost as if you're attempting to kind of tap into something, right? The ability to see. You kind of look down at the floor, and yeah, there is a strange. You can sense the magic within it, almost, right? This is almost like, as best as you can put it, it is almost like acclimating atmosphere. Right? Like, this is something that is here to purposely change the area that it's in to accommodate for others. And I would say that for you, this feels welcoming almost. This almost feels like you didn't realize that you were almost like breathing through a straw, but now you're here, you can breathe clearly.
So it's good for me.
For you, yeah.
Seems like how close am I to the other guys?
You're 3 stories up.
Okay. Am I safe to rappel down?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, I
No roll.
get
you
my
just-
descent.
Perfect.
Roll that.
All right, descend.
You want to roll?
No. I'll say you just do it. Yeah, no point.
Okay.
You're just gonna fall and break your fucking legs or something.
Yeah. It seems I'll go ahead in there, guys.
Was there any life forms, any people? These thread that we heard about?
No people, just a bunch of torn out books.
So the place was ransacked.
Yeah, it was.
Well, I suppose
But,
that makes sense looking at the state of the city.
I have an inkling that what we're looking for is in there.
Well, should we wait for the others to get through the gate and then head in?
It's up to you. I do know that there are some here who aren't so much aligned with us, and I suspect it is those two. So
Got aligned in what way? They have their own interests. They want to take the sphere for themselves.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, as you noticed, those two keep dreaming about strange beings, and wouldn't surprise me
Yes.
to learn they're in service to something else.
Yeah. Though you're the one who also made a deal with the devil. That's a little suspect.
I did it quite visibly in front of all of you, didn't I?
Yeah. A little
I have
too
nothing to
eagerly,
hide.
though.
Listen, the way I see it, it's far shot we make it out of this alive, so whatever happens with my deals with the devil is better than death.
I don't have any other ulterior motives. I may not be what is known as a good man, but yeah, I'm here to get that orb, get out of here, get my gold, and
As am I.
whoever attempts to turn against me will eat a hot shot from my sword. And if and when that moment comes, those of you who also do not have ulterior motives may join and fight beside me. And if you're one of them, I'll cut you down.
Obak will kind of nod. Fair enough. Well, that's good to know that we may have some traitors in our midst. The question is then, do we wait for them so that we can keep a closer eye on them? Or do we head in now without them?
I think we head in now, grab the orb, and get the hell out of here.
Obak will look to Mastodon.
Well,
Sorry, say that again. Say that last part again.
I say we
Obak
could-
just looks to Mastodon to see what his...
Yeah, the what you're being presented with is either waiting for the other two, or Gregor has presented maybe heading on in, grabbing the orb, and just getting out of here right away.
in light of the fact that we suspect.
Yeah.
Or at least I
With the
suspect.
context of the conversation. No.
Yeah. I mean, Gregor, how do I know that it's, how do I know that you're not one of these dissenters and you're just telling us this to block us in one of those rooms?
Well, you don't know, but can I ask who you're most suspicious of?
Probably the one that turns into a rat.
Yeah.
Very rat-like behavior, so
Yeah.
if I had to make a guess, at least that one, Yep,
I agree.
But I don't know. I mean, at this point, I kind of feel like I have to watch my back. It wouldn't make much sense for us to go try to trail where they're going to be walking to anyway. So I suppose we could continue, and perhaps intercept them at some point and carry along with our mission and see what happens. Even though we know this information, we can't use it in any useful way until we know for sure. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with whatever. I just have my suspicions, and I'd like to make it out of here alive.
So are
Obak
we
will
hot-
nod into agreement with staying alive, and he says, I
Are we
think
heading-
even if they are traitors, our best chances of survival are together. You saw some of those creatures that we've dealt with before. There's no way the three of us can handle it alone.
So do we attempt to hop in one of these windows or up on the roof, or should we pick back up over there down the main gate?
Sounds like you want to wait for them, so I don't have a problem with it. Just also don't have a problem with going ahead and getting out of here.
You are on a timeline, and it is your third day.
I'll
You'll
leave
head
the
to the main
decision
gate?
with you, Mastodon.
Yeah, well, I think is it 2-1? Main gate? I mean, I guess it's kind of split, but the only person who's really kind of standing by anything is Mastodon, right? Which is waiting for the others, because it doesn't feel like, even with the information you have, that you can really make a decision just yet, right?
All right.
Yeah.
To the gate.
To the gate.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So you start to make your way that way. Harold and Turtle, you and the devil and Johnny have been making your way around the block. Essentially, you're following this gate. These iron walls, essentially stopping you from making your way in. Specifically because of Johnny more than anything, right? You three, the smallers, could have easily kind of scaled it over, but you want to ensure that the wolf is still with you. So, you have to take the long way around, and that comes with a bit of open walking, especially with a massive beast such as Johnny. So, you start to head that way. What's the marching orders for this group? Who's up front? Who's, I'd say that the devil's probably in the back, walking behind you.
I will stay behind the wolf.
Okay.
So wherever you want to put the wolf, Turtle.
Yeah. Where would Turtle like Johnny to walk? Still in the back, right by the devil, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's walking right beside me.
Yeah, roll me a perception check then. So I guess that makes Harold just in front of the devil, but with Johnny basically right at your side. And then I guess that puts Turtle up front.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
So.
But yeah, I mean the wolf is actually so big that it's probably like you three are walking, and then the wolf is next to you, and at one point there's you're right next to a part of the wolf. Either it's the
Do you need a roll for me as well?
No, it's just the skull or the body or like the rear.
Yeah.
With a 30, Turtle, you look back, and you see as you're walking, the devil in the back is giving Johnny some, just some I don't know how to fucking say this without sounding. Yeah, just petting the dog, essentially. Giving Johnny some pets. And Johnny seems to be enjoying. Does Turtle do anything?
Not really. I'm just continuing to walk, right? Moving
Sure,
forward.
fair enough. Yeah, absolutely. All right, yeah. So it just kind of, really gives.
I'm hesitant about the dude. That's all.
Yeah, fair enough. Absolutely. You're in the back. Harold, the figure behind you, kind of lean forward and trying to keep like a lower tone, maybe for the stealth, or maybe so that Harold may not pick up on it. But how are those working out for you? Referring to the glove.
Oh, just fine, thank you.
You I guess roll me a perception here. Yeah. $20? Yeah. Kind of lean forward. And this is keeping it low, so right now this conversation is only between Harold and the devil. I'll say that because of that perception roll, Turtle, you're at least aware that they're exchanging words, but you're not entirely sure what's being said between them, right? And again, it's probably because you're trying to keep it, you're out in the middle of the streets. You have to be a bit stealthy, right? So there's, there's some leeway here. Like, it's a little weird, but it's not so weird that it like immediately strikes you as, like, what the fuck's happening, right, Turtle? So
Right.
Harold, the figure will kind of lean forward and yeah, keeping a low voice to ensure the conversation between you two stays between you two. I'm not sure your companion up there is all that fond of my presence.
Well, I think that's understandable, given our position.
Yeah, but I do not think his motivations align with yours or the others. If you understand what I mean.
Hey, Turtle.
I'm getting worked here, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Harold, I'll say
This is a work.
I'll say that the argument that you're receiving, every word that comes from this figure, is incredibly persuasive. You are buying into the words that he is feeding you, essentially. You are starting to feel a bit suspicious about Turtle.
Okay, then retcon me shouting for Turtle.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
I didn't realize. Okay. He'll respond in the same low tone and say, "Why are you telling me this now?"
I needed a bit of time to get a read. There's many of you in the group, and it is hard to kind of read your motivations, your intentions. I've only now just kind of gotten this read from Turtle. So I spoke to Gregor, and I informed him that I believe that there wasn't one or others amongst the group that may have ill intent. Their motivations may not line with yours, and
Well,
the end, they
to
may
tell you the truth,
betray.
Mr. Devil, I don't think they know what my motivations are.
I see. I just felt that you
And
could
I'm
be
not
trusted.
sure you do either. So you telling me all of this now? I don't know.
Kind of looks at you. Go ahead.
I feel like there's some truth to what you're saying. I've felt it while I've been traveling with these people, but I think right now I need to focus. We're at the end of the journey.
Yeah.
And
Of course.
to me, it doesn't matter so much.
I say this only so that you are aware, because I think where we are headed is very dangerous.
I'll keep an eye out.
You don't have to worry
And,
about the wolf.
Oh yeah.
Well, you do not need to worry about the wolf.
I don't need to worry about the wolf. Okay, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna if we were hanging back a bit, I'll just get back in line with ASO, return to formation, and end the conversation there.
Yeah, fair enough. Perfect. So, Turtle, roll me a stealth. Actually, sorry. Actually, it'll just be Turtle and Harold. The two of you roll me stealth checks, and we'll take the average.
Oh boy.
Got a 17, not bad.
Yeah. I'm about to ruin our day. Stealth. Okay.
Okay. Average of 17. Easy math.
What's the average on that one?
Yeah. Go ahead and someone run the numbers for me, please. But
we did the calculations.
Yeah. You should. Yeah. On 3 separate occasions. Yeah. All right. So with the 17, yeah. Yeah. And even Chani is able to kind of maintain a low profile, almost like a creeping predator, right? Like staying low to the ground. Visually, all clear. But as far as sound goes, you know, you're not making too much. But because you are essentially in the middle of the open street, like if anybody were to look, they would absolutely see Johnny regardless, right? It's just an impossible attempt to kind of stealth. But by moving quietly, maybe you're not giving them the opportunity, right, to hear and make notice, if there is anybody, of course. You carry on around the block until finally you reach the main gate of the university. The main gate is chained closed. There are heavy iron, like a heavy iron chain running kind of between the grooves or whatever, the bars of the gate.
Is this like a seriously thick chain, or
Uh,
something that could perhaps be pried with a crowbar or something?
I'd say it's right in the middle. If you feel like you did it with a crowbar, it'd be difficult, but not impossible. But it's not your run-of-the-mill chain, right?
Okay.
It even has like a lock, right? A
Harold-
heavy set lock.
Okay. Harold is gonna walk up to the main gate of the university, lay a palm on it, and detect magic.
Okay, detect magic. All right. I've always run it like this in the past, so this is how I'm gonna run it like this now. You detect magic. I'm gonna say you don't get a pulse or you don't get like a ring of directly present magic, right? Like it's right there, sort of deal. I'm gonna say rather you get like this effect, like there was magic here at one point, right? Like the echo of it, right? Kind of hanging in the air.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say that you're able to identify that it is, there's a lot of magic that was done here. So a lot hangs in the air. And I'm gonna say particularly like the three that you get types of magic that are very, very present in this moment are necromantic, and let's see, so necromantic, conjuration, and evocation.
Okay. Upon receiving the remnants.
Yeah, but the gate itself and the lock or any of that, none of that is magical in nature.
Okay, so I'm sensing the remnants of magic that was once used in the university or this area.
Yeah. And
Not
for something
not specific to the door, right? This is just in the area.
in the area, and something for you to have this feeling, it must be overwhelming, like an overwhelming amount of magic.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn back to Turtle and say, it looks like potentially this university was closed for a good reason. There's a ton of magic here, old magic, and it could even be the magic of Sir Tybalt.
Listen, I'm about to get cooked by everybody.
Hey, there's meta. There's meta. It doesn't work. You don't know that.
Yeah.
No matter.
Turtle doesn't
no
know
matter.
that.
Yeah.
No meta, buddy. No meta. No meta.
I thought it was he yelled at me.
No.
No,
I
they
retconned
retcon that.
I
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
that was
okay,
retcon.
right.
That was
Totally
retcon, bud.
Okay, I didn't
Turtle,
hear.
listen, I think we should wait. I think whatever lies ahead of this gate is some serious trouble, and I think we're gonna need everyone for it.
Problem is, are they gonna get to the trouble before us and we don't know it if they're scaling up a wall?
Yeah, I suppose. What I can do is try and contact them. Trill, I have the spell message.
Ooh,
Do I need
nice.
to Do I need to see the person I want to send it to, or can I?
Post it in the chat. The way to do that is instead of like casting, it's like so the range is 120 feet. So your words quietly, but instead of coming out of your mouth,
I can heighten it, right, to 500.
heighten to a third. Well, I don't think you have a third level spell slot just yet, do you?
Oh, gotcha. No.
Yeah. Targets one creature. Duration. Okay, so while others can't hear your words any better than if you normally mouth them, the target can hear your words as if you're standing next to you. Brief responses, reaction, or as a free action on their turn, but they must be able to see you and be within range. So they have to be within 120
Okay,
feet,
that's a bit.
and they have to see you, which is
But
unfortunate.
that's okay. That's if they want to respond, though, right? Or...
Well, I assume that the same thing is required of you, right? Like to be able to send a message, I think it has to be the same 120 feet, and you have to be able to see them.
Okay.
Wait. Let's see, because the wording here is a little strange, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Message. So the target must be within the spell's range. Yeah, it needs line of effect every time you want to communicate. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Damn, I have to make a ruling here because I don't. Oh yeah, you usually need an unobstructed path to target the spell to the origin point of an area, so the place where you create.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So
I'll rule that out.
yeah, so not yet. You're
Okay.
basically waiting. If you want to send this, you can, but it'll have to be like when you see them approaching, which at the moment you do not see. Right.
So between us and Group 2 is the walls, of the outer walls of the university.
Yeah, the outer walls and the main gate now, and you've kind of walked around, so it looked like the point where they went was kind of scaling and then heading straight to the university. So there's also kind of like a wall.
Well, we started heading to the main gate, right?
Yeah, but not yet, just yet.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, at the end of your situation, yes, but this is kind of playing out simultaneously.
Sure.
Okay. In that case, I'll turn to Turtle and say, we'll wait a minute, and if nobody comes, I'll go look.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. You wait a minute.
Yep.
Nobody in sight. So.
Yeah.
Do you head on ahead, leaving?
Harold would like to backtrack and see if he can spot.
Oh, okay. Kind of backtrack. Okay, I get it. So you're not heading over the fence. You're heading back.
Yeah, I'm just heading back to see if I can spot any of the crew.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. You start to make your way back. Yeah, you break off, leaving Chani, the devil, and Turtle Run by the main gate. You start to head back your footsteps, and yeah, you're very, very quiet as you make your way back. Turtle Run, roll me a will saving throw, please. Fortunate. The devil looks over at you, and he kind of steps forward. I don't think. How to phrase. You immediately get this sense of trusting, and like every word that you're about to hear is going to be honest and completely make sense to you. Right? So setting it up, right? You believe every word that's about to be spoken to you. Then we'll kind of step forward. You know, I think there are a few in this group that have painted you as a target.
Mm-hmm.
I think you are in danger.
Oh, I know I am.
Well,
Yeah.
you don't. You do now, I
do
guess.
now.
Yeah.
So I know I am. Oh, I did. Hey, my intuition was good, you know?
I can help you. I have a way of reading people. I know your intentions are good here.
Mm-hmm.
When the time comes, and it will come at a desperate point as we move forward, I will assist you in any way that you need me to.
Sounds good. Sounds very good, actually.
Particularly, I think you need to be very wary of him. Any kind of motions with his head, just enough that you know he's speaking about Harold.
Mm-hmm.
And the big one.
Which big one?
The big one.
The biggest one.
Yeah. Tall one
Yeah.
with long hair.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think those two in particular have already made their minds up about you. And when the time calls for it, they will turn on you. I will not allow it to happen.
Hey, the one with the long hair? Before you
Yeah?
won't allow it to happen. Let me
Yeah.
pull his hair out of his skull, huh?
He'll reach his hand out. It's a deal.
I will shake his hand.
Perfect.
Oh god.
So, after he shakes your hand, he kind of turns to Johnny. A beautiful creature. Very lucky to have you as a master.
Yes, he could possibly die at any moment, but that's okay. Just kind of get another one. That's how
He
we
hits
do
you with the Johnny Tran, dude. It's a beautiful machine.
it.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, little
Yeah.
Fast and Furious reference. Yeah. So, yeah. Harold, doubling back. You make your way to finally, and you can see as the three, you can see between the gates, like the iron bars. You can see Gregor, Mastodon, and Obak seemingly having like a pretty in-depth conversation. Not able to pick up on the words, obviously, you're a bit too far, and you don't have something like lip read, like, you know, read lips
Yeah.
or anything like that, so you can't make out the words or anything, but seems like they're
It's the word
discussing. Yeah, it seems like they're discussing something pretty, we'll say, yeah, pretty intense. Like, roll me a straight d20. No bonuses, no nothing, just straight d20. Because I'm gonna say there's some looks.
Oh, how about that?
How about that? Exactly.
Oh, how
There's-
about that one?
Yeah, there is some looks. They keep kind of, you know, I'll say like Gregor, and particularly Gregor continues to kind of give a look around the corner, like towards the main gate where you should be right now, but you kind of watch them as they're having this conversation. And then there's this, you know, you are not, your intuition tells you that this conversation is not good. Like, the group has already started to kind of fracture a bit. And you're unsure if exactly it's going a particular way, right? Maybe Gregor's won them over, maybe not. But yeah, you do not have a good feeling about that conversation. Intuition wise tells you that. But as you kind of reach this point, it seems like there's a decision that was made, and the three of them turn and start to make their way towards the main gate. So, what do you want to do, Harold?
I
know the
take it
intention was
from
to-
the position I'm at, I now can no longer see Turtle.
Yeah, you can no longer see Turtle.
Okay. In that case, I'll
Yeah, you can't see him. Sorry.
okay. I'll straighten up, and if Mastodon, Obok, and Gregor are heading towards me, I'll just fall into position with them, trying to act like I wasn't just spying on them.
Wait, so you're gonna climb over and make your way towards them?
Oh, is there not a straight path towards me?
No.
Oh, I see them from the outside.
You see them from the outside. Yeah.
Okay, so if I register that they're moving towards us now, I'll just make my way back to Turtle.
Okay, so not to
No
the
message, no nothing. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so you slink back over. And you arrive just as the group arrives on the opposite side of the gate. Yeah, so the entire party is back together.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello. Where's Turtle?
Find anything on your end?
Turtle would be right there, right? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
Turtle's
okay.
there. We're all at the gate now.
Yeah, you're all at the gate now. You can see each other from across the gate.
Mhm.
Two
In
groups.
fact, I should tell you guys, I detected the remnants of some old magic in this area, perhaps even in the university. As you can see, they've locked it off. So I think this is it. I think this is the final hurdle.
I would agree with you.
And I think,
Fuck.
judging by the magic types I felt, the necromancy conjuration, I think this is the work of Sir Tybalt.
Well, no
As
point in
crazy as
delaying
that
any further.
sounds.
Yeah. The Death Knight, which to you all is
Yeah,
a
it's
fucking
crazy.
nightmare. Yeah.
So
Or I think Grave Knight is what it's called. And
yeah,
Path.
we need to get this lock open.
Would I-
Tybalt-
I'd like to see if he can so this chain is wrapped around the gate. Can I get a swing at it from the inside, or is it only really accessible from the outside?
No, you can definitely break through the chain from the inside. Yeah, like it's accessible on both sides. We'll say the lock is hanging on the outside, but as far as the chain itself, it's accessible through the inside, yeah. Because it's wrapped through the bars of the gate. Right. So, you want to take a hard swing, try to crack through the
I'll kind of look to Gregor first and be like, so we haven't noticed anyone around. Is it pretty safe to just make a bit of noise to get this open, or should we be a bit more careful?
why don't you let me try to pickpocket or the fuck's lockpick that?
Obak will say, sounds good. All else fails, and he'll just kind of hoist his great axe over one shoulder, standing at the ready.
Alright, so you're trying to pick this lock?
Yeah.
Do you have thieves' tools? I think you do.
I'm now looking. Hold on. I think I should. No, apparently I don't. Fuck.
You
Never
took
mind.
the rogue thing. I mean, I'm willing to retcon that you may have thieves' tools on you. Like,
Hey.
how much do they cost? Let me check. Actually, if they're expensive, then I'm gonna say fuck you. But
Alright.
if they're not, then let's see. Thieves' tools. They're 3 gold, so I think you're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck. Just put it-
And what do you want as a role for them?
There's a specific rule. So opening a lock with a key is very similar to saving, but the CC is determined by the complexity of the construction. So require multiple successes to unlock, since otherwise, even in skilled. So if you like the proper tools, apparently use in private picks.
Thievery?
If these tools, it's disabling. Reference is another one, so these tools are helpful. Yeah, so it is thievery check. So, yeah, give me a thievery check. 17 to pick this lock as an action. And a 15. You start to make progress on it, but you're gonna need a bit more time.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll say that you've got 1 success. However many you may need total is in the air right now.
Yet to be seen.
Here, let me roll something on my end. As you're all kind of standing out in the open, basically waiting by the gate. Actually, I'll let you do this. Who hasn't rolled much? Mastodon, roll me a d20. Sick. Okay. All right. As you are kind of fidgeting with it, because you're on the opposite side, you have to kind of reach through the iron bars, right, to kind of, you know, crack it through. Roll me another thievery check, please.
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
Get that fucking door open, dude. Get
Yeah.
that fucking door open.
Yeah, get that door open. Absolutely. Yeah, you got the first part of it, and quickly, like, upon realizing exactly what kind of lock you were kind of dealing with, it took you no time to just quickly crack it, and in a moment, you just have to, it's a bit rusted, you have to put a bit of weight behind it, kind of pull down the lock to kind of open it up, right? But as you do so, it's easy enough for the people on the opposite side to kind of just quickly undo it, and for the chain to kind of fall apart on either side, allowing you to kind of pull the chain off the fence and allow it to swing open. As it does so, Obak, roll me a straight d20.
Uh-oh.
Jeez, man. Okay. Yeah. Despite the loud clang of the iron chain as you kind of pull it free from the way it was wrapped around, and you know the sound of the iron on iron as you kind of rip the chain free, you toss it down to the ground, and the fence, and even with like a loud kind of creaking sound, like it's been a bit for this gate to have opened up, it swings inward, you know, forcing kind of Obak, Gregor, and the other and Mastodon to kind of take a few steps back as the gates swing towards them, creaking, kind of, you know, rusted. You have to push a bit harder than you expect, but ultimately you're able to open up the gates, and Chani is free to make his way onto the into the ground, and you are rejoined as a party all together. The devil kind of step forward onto the land itself, kind of look up at the top of the spire, kind of give a look. There's certainly strange magic at work here. Some I'm familiar with, and others that I'm not so familiar with. What is the plan? Are we to walk in the front door, or?
I think we should scale.
What about Master Turtle's hound?
We have to either go through the front, the front
We
door,
could,
or we have to find a large window right off to the side. Pop one of these windows open.
Trill, could I ask if that first window I passed through, is that like overlooking the first floor where they would walk in?
I would say it's not overlooking, but it's on the same floor.
oh, if we have to leave him here, then we have to leave him here. Like, we have no choice. We can't completely, you know. If he has to be a outdoor like hound, then so be it. Clearly he is.
We're gonna need all the help we can get. I have a feeling that building's giving me the heebie-jeebies. We gotta get in there as soon as possible, though.
All
This is
let's do it then.
taking
Alright.
long enough. So Obak will walk straight up to the front door.
Okay.
Starting to get a bit impatient with all the sneaking once again.
Gregor would hang back a decent portion, but
Fair
still proceed.
Yeah, the devil is.
Could I cast a spell on myself before we enter?
Yeah, absolutely. A big part of Pathfinder.
Yeah.
You know? Pre.
A sheen of magic armor essentially appears around Harold.
Yeah. You got Forbidding Ward going. Perfect.
Yeah.
Sustained up to 1 minute. So, just so you know what sustained means. In combat, for you to maintain Forbidding Ward, you have to spend one of your actions to sustain it. So it'll stay, but one of your actions is spent continuing it going.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you'll essentially be handicapping yourself to 2 actions moving forward, if you want to keep it going, right? So you quickly kind of walk up.
Keep it locked in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Obak is up front. Mastodon, where are you?
Yeah, I'll be right behind Obak.
Fair enough.
I'm
Okay.
getting tired of waiting around. We're running out of time.
Fair enough. So, reach up to the front doors, swing them open. Obak, you're standing up at the front. You look inside. The entrance way of the university is set before you. And there's nothing but this strange black ichor kind of all across the ground. You stand there for a moment after you've swung open the doors, ensuring what may be, giving it a quick look, right? Paying close attention. Roll me a perception check, Obak, since you're up front of the party. Oh, the
Nice.
29 total. Yeah. You just stand there. You see down into the entrance hall of the university. There's a large kind of double winding stair on either side that kind of cascades up to the second floor, I guess. The entrance hall itself is kind of wide open square, where students and teachers would have kind of congregated in between classes or whatever. The interior of this university is, despite its ruined state, in fantastic shape. It's like, sorry, despite its ruin, is like of fantastic quality, I guess you could say, right? Like, in its time, it would have been probably one of the most beautiful buildings that Obak ever had an opportunity to lay eyes. Standing before you, there is 4 strange shapes standing in the middle of this entrance hall, like almost like partially formed bodies. You can see the familiar hand, maybe a familiar kind of leg, and a general humanoid-like appearance to the outline. But these are absolutely not like humans as you know, right? As you look, comparing to anybody. There's no hair. There's no skin color seems to kind of ebb and flow between like a solid and more of like a liquid type state. And as you open the door, one of these figures kind of slowly turns, and the way they turn, it's almost like their entire body is moving with them. It's like they're able to, the entire form of the figure turns rather than like a head turning in your direction or like like a body turning. There's this strange fluid motion as it seems to perceive you. I'll even say that 2 of these have like an almost like, how to explain it, like the false clothing equivalent, like hanging off their body, but you can tell that it blends in at some point, that it is part of whatever these things are as they stand. So, as you all stand there, looking at these figures as they turn, obviously witnessing you, right? Perceiving you at the very least, they start to move forward towards you, like they are gliding across the floor itself, rushing in your direction, all 4. And I think because of time and because of obligation, we're gonna have to pause here, and we'll pick up next time, rolling into initiative and combat with these 4 strange figures.
Wow.
So, good shit, guys.
That was a good one.
It's a good one. Trill, you're scum. You're scum, buddy. Thanks.
Am I?
Yeah, sure, buddy.
Yeah.
Yep. Try to get me
Yeah.
cooked.
Really pit us all against one another, eh, buddy? Nice work with Satan.
Hey,
Yeah,
try to
yeah.
get me
Hey,
try to
thanks,
get me
man.
cooked.
Hey, you
know,
made the deals. You made the deals. Not me. All right.
try to
Let me
get
go ahead
me
and
cooked, but,
let me go
you
ahead and
know.
sign on stream and everything. I'll be back in just a moment. But yeah, appreciate it. Give me a second. All right. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Yeah, a lot of games being played here. You know, not just not just Pathfinder, but yeah. Hey, they made some deals, and it's rough. You know, this is what happens when you make deals with creatures without really contemplating the consequences. But I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all very much. We'll be back tomorrow with another just kind of hangout community stream. I'm gonna be working on some stuff, so you know maybe it'll be fun just to kind of shoot the shit a little bit. You know, nothing too crazy. It won't be like a loregasm or anything like that. It'll just be the usual. If you like to get involved, either in the community streams where we do community world building, we do all kinds of shit. In the community hangouts, if you like to get involved, the best place to be is in the Discord. And if you'd like to potentially play in a game that I run, the best place to be is in the Discord, as that is where I recruit. And I will be recruiting for the next cycle of games shortly. But in any case, thank you all for watching. Hope you had a good day or a good evening. Maybe we'll see you tomorrow if we see you, but if not, then we'll see you when we see you. So hope you have a good one. And yeah, thank you. Peace out. Later.